Two very big words.
Welcome, 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 everybody. And welcome back to the Liberty Loop. And, I'm your host. I'm the Looper. I'm loopy, some would say. I'm a little bit of a funny fella, as a lot of people have pointed out to me over the past 11 or so of these videos. I've really just been enjoying doing these videos, y'all. And it's one of those things where, again, when I started the Liberty Loop, I didn't know that President Trump would be bombarded with this new corona hoax. I just did it to show my support of the president, and that really showcases, I think, in a lot of ways, my credibility and my integrity. And just everything on this whole thing, because it's not like I came out here and I was like, hydroxychloroquine or whatever is the best goddamn thing in the world, and that's all people would say to me. People can see, they can track my record, they can check out that I've supported President Trump, since the dawn of time. I remember watching Home Alone 2 when I was a young, and I was like, God dang, President Trump looks so god dang great in that movie. And then they removed him from the movie. I think there was the CNN broadcast the movie, and then after that they were talking about something about how they just edited the movie. They took out the Trump thing, and it's weird because why would you modify a fundamental part of the movie? It's key to the plot, and then the other scenes don't make sense anymore because Trump's not in the movie, and it's just what in the hoot and holler and yippity yeehaw? You know what I'm saying, man? It's just so President Trump's out there, and he made this announcement. And this is a couple days ago, and the Democrats have been going all Joe Biden telling people that, oh, you ain't black, and you ain't this, and you that, and hydroxychloroquine's gonna kill you. And it's I'll fess up on this, I tried it, I tried it a few times, and I feel fine, you know what I mean? It kind of made me shit a little bit of diarrhea, going on, but it's one of those things where it's I'd rather have maybe 3 or 4 times a day where I need to go shit and then not deal with COVID, you know what I mean? I get it, it's a hoax, but at the same time, I seen the other day, I was going out to the grocery store, and I saw overhead, there was an aeroplane just going, woo, right across the goddamn, the sky, right? And then they were spraying this thing. It was it was really bizarre. It was spraying the shit. And then it kind of mystified, and then kind of evaporated into the atmosphere. And I really do think, because I live in North Carolina, and North Carolina used to be a state that believed in freedom, but this Democrat governor, I think, is what he's doing is he's trying to do this COVID opening phase 5 or whatever the hell. And I think he's getting those, because, North Carolina's big with the military, and I think the military is being used by the Democrat governor, and I think they're spraying this, there's something spraying into the atmosphere. I look up and I see the aeroplane. So, I'm taking hydroxychloroquine, I'm just taking it anyway just because, who knows what they're spraying into the air, could be COVID, it could be, because, I heard this story, I watched it on, some program, I watched it on the TV, and I heard this story that there was this Chinese laboratory, and that's where COVID came from. It was some Resident Evil gaming thing, and I was like, no, that can't be true. You know what I'm saying? But then I see, Bill Gates is talking about all this kind of thing, and, he's talking about how he's going to vaccinate you, he's going to put something tracking bots, he's going to put robots in the vaccination. I saw this poll the other day that said that I think it was 50% of Fox News viewers believe that Bill Gates is going to monitor you with the nanobots and the vaccine. And, it's one of those things where it's 50% of Fox News, obviously, we have to deal with the silent majority, in this country. The silent majority really is on our side. They just, they just want to stay out of it. They don't want to get fired from their work for wearing a, MAGA hat or anything. They, and I understand it. It's hard being on the front lines of the war for liberty all the time. But, so we got the silent majority probably watching Fox all the time. So I'd say maybe 80 or 90% of the country probably watches Fox News. You mentioned that the liberal Democrat media, they're always talking about Fox News, So Fox News is kind of always in everyone's mind. So when you do a poll and say 50% of Fox News people, that's like what? Like, I don't know, man, that's like 40% of the whole country, right? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the people that weren't counted, they probably would believe it too, because, I mean, it's one of those things where unless you're a Democrat, like, it just makes perfect sense, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was like 50% believe that Bill Gates is going to, you know, kind of fuck up the vaccination, and not, you know, fuck it up implying that he's going to make some sort of accidental mistake that's going to end up with any sort of fatal error, but, you know, fuck up as in kind of tamper with it nefariously, because, you know, Bill Gates, you know what I'm saying, like, this is the thing, is like, all these liberals keep telling me, Bill Gates this, Bill Gates that, you know, he did all this, he did all that, and I don't even know, what did he do? I don't know what he did. All I know is he earned his money creating a wonderful product. You know, I love me some Microsoft, right? And he made me a wonderful product. But then what he did was he was like, all right, you know, I'm going to make this wonderful product. And then I'm going to start, you know, like, you know, this whole thing. And I'm going to start tracking everybody. And it's like, you know, Bill Gates, I'm sorry, man. You know, I used to like you back and, you know, when you were cool, man. But, like, this is just a bunch of hoopla. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously, Bill Gates is trying to do that. But, you know, I got this clip here and I haven't even played the clip yet. I've just been talking about the nanobots, you know, I'm just saying, but I haven't even played the clip. Donald Trump said he's taking hydroxychloroquine, and you know, it's one of those things where I said, you know, there's got the chemtrails spraying something into the sky. I don't know what's going on. So, you know, I'm taking hydroxychloroquine, you know, and I think, you know, if the president's taking, I wasn't taking it prior to the president coming out with this. You know, I stocked up on some, and then I was kind of doing my research. You know, if the president says it's good, you know, but, you know, all these people are saying it's bad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, you know, like, when it comes to taking drugs, I'm a little bit squeamish sometimes, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. You know, I did a little bit of research. I wasn't sure, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit on this for a bit. I got a bunch, you know, I got enough to supply me for a while. You know, I'm just gonna sit on it for like another 3 or 4 weeks. You know, I'm gonna figure out what's going on, you know, because, you know, I want to make sure I know what's going on before I put a drug in my body. And then President Trump came out here and said, you know, he's straight up taking hydroxychloroquine, and you know, I'm like, all right. So I just, that day, boom, popped my first one, and, you know, it really just, it made me feel really good. It kind of, like, I feel like, you know, like, the same way I'd feel like, you know, after, like, you know, like, I punch, like a nerd, like a leftist nerd, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I just, like, kind of shove them in a locker and kind of lock the locker and then just make fun of them or something. Like, that's what it reminds me of, you know, it gives me that burst of adrenaline, like, when I own a liberal with facts and logic, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, again, I just feel good. And I don't know if it's, like, the placebo or whatever the hell, like, it just makes your brain feel like you're feeling good, because in the like, it makes me feel like I'm one with the president, you know, like, it makes me feel like, in a lot of ways, that, you know, President Trump and I, like, you know, we have this connection, we have this bond, because, like, we're both doing this thing where it's like, you know, Bill Gates is trying to turn everyone into, like, a robot or whatever, and trying to control their minds, and then we're just trying to take experimental drugs. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I'd rather experiment with science than experiment with a nefarious guy who's just gonna go, like, pump me up with some mystery juice, you know what I'm saying? So, President Trump out there saying he's taking hydroxychloroquine, and I'm just gonna play the video. I know it's been 8.5 minutes, so thank you for dealing with me, man. But, you know, it's one of those things where if you like President Trump, I like President Trump. So, I mean, it's just, you know, thank you for watching me. You know, like, you know, I'm gonna play Trump now, but, I mean, it really means a lot when people watch me, you know, because it's one of those things where it's like, you know, the Democrats are out there saying they hate you and everyone hates you and you suck and you're deplorable and you should die, and it's like, you know, it really is one of those things where if I just want to talk about President Trump, I just want to talk about President, because it really, you know, it really makes me feel great. So I'm going to play this video of him talking about hydroxychloroquine, and, you know, we'll see where it goes.
And a lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right. I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria.
So here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Would you really think that they would let the president take a drug that's guaranteed to kill him? Duh, of course not. That's one of those things where he called their bluff. President Trump called their bluff. He's like, I'll take the drug. What are you going to do, stop me? What if it's going to kill me, then I'm going to die, and I'm the president, and it's your job to protect me? You know, it's like putting his gun to his head, but in a way, like, he knew that the gun wasn't loaded, you know, and, like, you know, it just goes to show that they, you know, even if they think that hydroxychloroquine going to kill him, but, you know, it's one of those, if they didn't stop him from taking it, if it's not like they stop him from taking it, then, you know, they might as well, you know, like, it's just one of those things where, really, it's just one of those things where it just kind of weeds out the rhinos. You know, there's a lot of people out there like Mitt Romney, you know, to be, you know, he's just, you know, they're going out there and they're just saying all this bullshit. I'm going to say, you know, I was saying hoopla, I was saying yee-hoo earlier. I'm just going to say it straight up. This is fucking bullshit what they're doing to the President of the United States. This is like a modern day lynching, like he said the other day. You know, it's just one of those things where I'm getting tired of this. You know, we're all taking these drugs, you know. I'm taking these drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my hydroxychloroquine, you know, I'm working on it, man, you know, like I told you, I got this shit for days, man, you know what I'm saying? It's just like one of those things, you know, and it's just like, I'm fine, man. I've been, you know, kind of maybe working out a little bit more. I'm feeling good. I feel like I've got energy, you know. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, like a caffeine pill or something, you know. Maybe I'm, like, drinking, like, 6 cups of coffee when I take the hydroxy, you know. But it makes me feel amazing. And, you know, again, it's like you go into the store and it's like you don't need to wear a mask. You don't need to muzzle yourself, you know, even if they are maybe spraying something into the skies, you know. It's like, you know, it's just one of those things, man, you know. There's a bunch of fucking bullshit. And, you know, if you support President Trump, I really need you to like this video. I need you to share this video first and foremost. I need you to, like, put this on Twitter. Like, you know, like, this bitch, you know, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, ugh, you know, like, these people, these liberals, they're talking about all this goddamn bullshit, and I just, you know, like, post this video if someone's talking about the president, and just, like, post my video, and then I'll say fuck you to the guy. You can link to the timestamp, and I'll go like, fuck you, rando guy, and then you can post that, and then that's what you can do. And, you know, I just really want y'all to spread the message, because, again, we need to, you know, just send peace and love to fellow Trumpers, you know, because there's one of those things where Democrats are all about hate. They're running on the Green New Deal for hate. And they're running on, like, you know, end hate speech. Always talking about hate. You know, I don't even think about color. I don't think about whatever that shit. You know, I don't really care. You know, but they're talking about it. Everyone's this, everyone's that. I'm you, I'm them. You know, it's one of those things where it's just like all they're talking about, and like, you know, it's just I'm getting tired of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I support the president, and if you support the president too, I want you to share this message. And you know, I just want you to be out there, and I want you to, you know, be safe and be strong. You know, if you live in a Democrat state, you got to be safe. You know, who knows what they're doing? I heard New York, you know, they have these trucks. And, you know, people are saying that there's bodies in the trucks, but, you know, it's one of those things where it's hard to believe that there's bodies in the trucks. It's probably just someone shooting like a, you know, like a movie or a commercial or something, you know. It's probably like, you know, maybe some, like, you know, one of those YouTubers, you know, like, set up like a commercial, and they're trying to, like, you know, make some video about the coronavirus and, you know, like, try to get some fake news. You know, they're probably all just actors or crisis actors or something. Like, it's just one of those things where, I don't know, man, 100,000? You'd think if 100,000 people would die from a virus, that the president would do something about it. You know, you really would think that, but obviously nothing's happening. Otherwise, the president would be doing stuff. You know, like, if the president actually thought that this virus, if it did exist, if it does or whatever, if this virus were capable of killing, like, you know, almost 1 million people, you think the president would be out there every day saying, you gotta stay inside, you gotta do this, you gotta be safe. Why would the president put us all in danger? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stupid. And you gotta be a liberal to be this stupid. You know, it's one of those things where, again, you know, I'm getting really, really, really heated up with these fucking guys. You know, they're talking. I was just reading this Twitter thing earlier, and it's just the liberals are just crazy. You know, liberalism is, as they say, it's, you know, it's like a mental disorder of some kind. You know, like your brain just doesn't work. Oh, you know, I'm a liberal. Look at me. Look at you. You're evil, and I hate you. And I haven't even said anything. They just look at my hand. They look what I'm wearing. They see what I'm wearing, and they just judge me. You know, like, it's one of those things. You know, like, when I see someone wearing a Nirvana shirt, you know, I don't go like, you know, Nirvana's a mediocre band, and if you like them, you're probably a shitty fucking teenager, and you probably haven't evolved in your musical taste in any capacity since you were 13. You know, whenever someone walks around with a Nirvana shirt, I don't go out there and say, I don't go out and say that kind of stuff. You know, when someone goes out there and walks around with, like, you know, some sort of, you know, like, I don't do that kind of crap. You know, because I have respect for my fellow citizen. You know, and I respect the same thing. You know, I expect the same thing, you know, that my fellow citizens should respect me. Because my fellow citizen ain't respect me, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I can't feel safe. And, you know, again, maybe I got to move back to South Carolina. It's one of those things where, you know what I mean, like, you know, we got a Democrat up here, you know, it's just one of those things, man, just one of those, oh, man, these fucking liberals, man. And, you know, Donald Trump really is just, you know, he's really shining the star, you know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things where, goddamn, we live in one fucked up motherfucking world right now. Goddamn.